I'm back. Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Prince of What Is, and I am back here with What If Naruto Had Julius's Powers Part 2. And now I don't have to recap the last part because y'all were here, okay? I posted like 1 day ago, so let's not beat around the bush. And don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of my videos and future ones that may be coming. And I hope you enjoyed this second part. I know you're all looking forward to the Naruto vs Tsunade fight, but Naruto is OP, so that shit is going to end very fast. Anyway, without any further ado, let's begin. Stepping outside, the two shinobi would stare each other down as Naruto would begin to stretch while saying, "You're a Saiyan too, right? So I guess I get to see how strong I've gotten. Lady Tsunade, can you..." Toad says, "Can't you stop this?" asks Shizune, and as she looks to Jiraiya, Shizune asks if it's really a good idea, and Jiraiya says, "Just watch. I think we're about to see something interesting." Seeing the look in Jiraiya's eyes, Shizune knows she's not going to persuade him or any of them, and just hopes everything will be fine. Tsunade then said, "Hey, you got the snake, but you didn't do it alone. I'm not even gonna need a finger for you." Yeah, keep thinking that. In an instant, Naruto would then disappear and appear right in front of her, leaving her shocked. "And let me punch you," he would say, as he would then slam a punch into her face, sending her flying, as Shizune is left baffled, as is Tsunade, who couldn't even keep up. But she manages to stop with a flip, but she then lands and skids backwards. When she comes to a stop, however, Naruto isn't in front of her, and she then feels a tap on her shoulder. She responds with a quick elbow strike behind, but Naruto disappears and starts encircling her, creating multiple after images with this insane speed. "Stop buzzing around." Slamming her fist into the ground, she then explodes with chakra and causes a massive crack to ripple out, and then blows away Naruto, but as he lands, he instantly appears in front of her holding his hands out. "You never had a chance." Instantly, she would then be caught in chronostasis, and she is frozen in time, and she can still think and see, but she can't move even a muscle. "So that's how he did it," Shizune said. Jiraiya then says, "Yep." "Jeez, I can't even keep up. How much time did he store for this?" "I decided to name this chronostasis." "Oh, big words coming from you," Jiraiya would say, and Naruto says, "Shut up, pervy sage. Anyway, you lost." The orb then disappears, and Tsunade almost falls over before then catching herself. How did you do that?" "I froze your time. Guess what I did to Orochimaru?" Tsunade then gains a realization. "You stole his." Naruto then wipes his nose, nodding, saying, "Now take back what you said about the Hokage. Wasn't your grandpa one anyway?" Tsunade then says, "Jiraiya, why the hell would you tell him that?" "What? Everyone knows anyway." "But that's incredible," Shizune would say, "to be able to control time. How can you even do that?" "I don't know," said Naruto. This dumbfounds the women, who now know why Orochimaru lost. Not only was he caught off guard by the ability, he just couldn't deal with it because it was so unorthodox. And Jiraiya then remarks, saying, "See, something interesting. But I guess you still don't want to be Kage, huh?" "Wait, what?" shouts Naruto. And Tsunade would say, "You won, kid. Good job, but I never said I would take the position." This would anger Naruto, who would then say, "Well, apologize for what you said. I want to be Hokage. I won't let you disrespect my dream." His eyes would then give off an intense and much more serious feeling, which makes Shizune and Tsunade feel his intense will and determination. And honestly, with that power, Naruto could become Hokage, but Tsunade had another idea. "Ever heard of the Rasengan?" Naruto then says, "Yeah," as Jiraiya has been teaching it to him, and Tsunade says, "Master that in 7 days, and I'll apologize." "Well, last Kage did it. Should be pretty easy for the future one, right?" "You're on. I'm gonna start right now." He then ran off yelling at the top of his lungs, with Jiraiya then saying, "You're pretty harsh, aren't you?" "You started teaching it to him," Tsunade would say. A silence then falls between the two, as Jiraiya would then break it by asking Tsunade if she wanted a drink like old times, and she said sure, and Jiraiya would then ask for Shizune to look after Naruto. "I'm sorry for imposing that on you," said the Soul Sage, and Shizune would then say, "No, it's fine. This will be good for Lady Tsunade, so thank you." She then ran off with Jiraiya saying that Shizune cares about her a lot, to which she says her worries are unneeded. With this, a week begins, and Naruto would start training, and during this, Shizune would actually tell Naruto about Tsunade a bit and more of her dark past, which only makes him try harder because he will make sure his dream doesn't seem half-assed, and as such, he might as well just help her lift her spirits up because Tsunade's backstory kind of sucks. On the third day, Shizune would then find Naruto in the forest, and the forest's many trees have been destroyed, but not like they're supposed to be. Regardless, what she saw was unbelievable, as Naruto was pushing himself far too much, and like Jiraiya told him, he did not rely on his time powers because he wanted to do this properly, so he looked exhausted and fatigued and ruined. "I never thought he would be that motivated. Is he gonna be okay?" asked Shizune. Naruto at that moment would then scream, catching her off guard as he gathers all the chakra he had left, and he begins to form the Rasengan, only for it to explode in his face, sending him flying. Quickly, Shizune would then run over, kneeling. "Naruto, stop! Just heal yourself. Stop doing that." "No. After you told me all that stuff, you want me to just give up? No one should be afraid of hoping. Even if she annoys me, I won't stop." He would then stagger back up and limp away, saying, "But I'll take a break. I'm not an idiot. I have a lot of time. I'll get it eventually. I'm just gonna recharge." He would then kneel by a tree and close his eyes as he begins to concentrate, and Shizune only keeps worrying more and more. However, as As much as since this has gotten so far, she wishes she had never told them the story, honestly, because Naruto is hurting himself. And slowly an entire week passes, and as night falls on a Sunday, all this training soon leaves Naruto in a bed as his hands would be bruised and ruined, and he was just completely out of chakra. And after she brought him to his room, Shizune then calls in Tsunade, who after seeing his state would sigh. How would Jiraiya even let him do this? It's just... Clenching her fist, she thinks back to how prideful he shouted his dream, and she feels frustrated, and Shizune would notice this, before then pleading for her not to go meet Orochimaru tomorrow. Even if I have to give up my life, I will stop you. You would, huh? Tsunade would say, as Shizune would then nervously gulp, and Tsunade then closes in, and in an instant she sends a punch into her stomach, and instantly she is knocked out, and as she falls over, she would hit the ground and fall beside Naruto's bed. Night then passes and the sun rises again. As Tsunade would then meet Orochimaru in a street, with Orochimaru's arms looking shriveled to the point where you can see his bones. Have you made your decision? Asked Orochimaru. Just remember our promise. Orochimaru says of course, and slowly they approach each other as the snake will then hold out his arms and Tsunade goes to heal him. But then a kunai is thrown out at her and she jumps back avoiding it. As Kabuto would then throw this, he would then land behind Orochimaru, who realizes something. You were gonna kill me, huh, Princess Tsunade? I really was gonna bring them back, you know. I was gonna keep my promise. The village would be safe. I'd rather not meet that boy again, or this may occur again. Yeah, you probably were gonna keep your word, but then I came to a realization. I was being foolish, said Tsunade. The dead should stay dead. Bringing them back, even though I want to hold them tight and tell them I missed them, it would only desecrate their memory, especially if you were the one that brought them back. Disappearing in a flash, she then appears above them, and she would lay down a drop kick, but they would jump away just as she would cause the ground to crack and erupt with an explosion that reaches the surrounding walls and completely destroys them. So I'm gonna kill you both, Tsunade would say. The two would then land on a rooftop, but Tsunade would charge and destroy them, forcing them onto a well plane, and because Orochimaru will not do well in hand-to-hand combat, for obvious reasons, Kabuto steps in and he and Tsunade begin to fight. However, in terms of skill, they are actually evenly matched, and that is until Kabuto figures out how Tsunade fights and he gains the upper hand. As such, he takes out a kunai and charges while Tsunade is slightly weakened, only for him to be sent flying by a kick from Naruto who appears right in front of him. Wait a minute. It's you, Naruto would say, as he would then land down, and Kabuto would then crash into the ground, and in front of Tsunade and behind Naruto then poof Jiraiya and Shizune. You guys came, said Tsunade? Why would you even come out on your own? I can't use the Rasengan, but I ain't weak, got it? Naruto would say. Behind him then appears his chronostasis orbs, as he would then see Kabuto run to Orochimaru, only for him to be caught in chronostasis. And quickly, Orochimaru goes to run, but Naruto appears right in front of him, pulling back his arm, as he then starts to gather swirling chakra. Naruto, no, just trap him, yells Jiraiya. No, it's okay, Naruto would say. Without my powers, I can't, but with them, I can do this. As Naruto and Orochimaru rise into the air, one of his chrono orbs then disappears from below and appears at his hand, but this time he would then move time forward, and this helps Naruto contain the rampaging Rasengan, leaving them all shocked as it grows to the size of a basketball when he releases it, and he would then slam it into Orochimaru's chest. It completely blows out his innards, leaving a gaping hole there, and they would all think he did it, and this included Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Shizune, as Orochimaru was sent flying by this, and Naruto would then finally say he got him, but then Orochimaru starts to fracture himself and turn into what seemed like paper. Oh, come on, not again. What about that guy then? He then looks to Kabuto and he wouldn't be changing and he was real, but Orochimaru was clearly fake somehow. I still don't know how you're doing such a thing, but that power, it will not help you catch me, Uzumaki, because I'm a ninja. You still lack what is needed to be a true one. He then completely fades and Naruto would then clench his hands. Well, at least I'm still stronger. He would then turn to see Kabuto trying to escape. He can literally feel it. He can't move at all, but he can feel his chakra trying to, do something. And he would then smile. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. That bubble freezes your chakra for now, too. You're just like any other guy in there. Next time, that snake is toast. Freezes it? How? Damn it, thought Kabuto. As he walked past him, the bubble would then follow Naruto, and he arrives back at the others, saying, okay, so I know I failed. I actually figured it out. It's Orochimaru. I can't half-ass it. Well, it's still incredible nonetheless. And your heel, Shizune would say. Because Prairie Sage said I couldn't do that during the challenge, but now, it's finally done. Tsunade at this point would then walk up to Naruto, and Naruto would stare her down asking what she wants, but then she takes off her necklace and puts it around him. Make sure to take over after me, okay? Naruto is surprised by her change in attitude, but with a smile saying, sure, but what's the necklace for though? It holds her grandfather's cells. It's pretty precious, so protect it, Jiraiya would say. Don't worry, I got it. And I'll show you the real Rasengan later, Prairie Sage. Jiraiya would then say Shura wondered, could he do that the entire time? Man, this kid really pushed himself that far. He could have given in any time. Orochimaru was wrong. He definitely has what it takes. With this, soon the group then heads back to Konoha, and the village will be told of Hiruzen soon giving up the title. And honestly, they feel like he deserves it. He's been working for a long ass time. He's an old man. He needs to take a break. And Asane couldn't be a better choice to replace him. Shikamaru is already made a Jonin, much to the surprise of everyone, but they're also surprised when they learn that Naruto was now a Chunin. And Sasuke will wake up in the hospital. He's not like hurt physically, but mentally he's kind of broken in a sense. And Naruto meets him and Sakura there after he returns. And a lot of things happen, and 3 days would pass as we find Naruto talking to Iruka at Ichiraku Ramen. So, you heard of Sanin, 2 of them. Yep, I went all whoosh and like moved super fast like lightning. I look so awesome, at least I think I did. That new Kage Genkai, was it? Do you know how you even got it? Asked Teuchi. Ayame would then say, yeah, your parents must have been some big shots for you to get something like that. Naruto would then shrug his shoulders, saying that it only came to him out of nowhere, and Iruka then says, well, either way, you're still the same old Naruto, don't change that. Yep, I'm gonna stay me no matter what. You're gonna have to. This village has some trouble coming its way. Ninja need to stand strong at this moment, Iruka would say. Naruto would then say, yeah, I know what you mean. I saw Kakashi-sensei. I healed him, but he still looked just tired. Same with Sasuke, so I'm gonna make sure everyone I care about stays safe. Just don't burn yourself out. Let's celebrate. You became a Chunin, right? Iruka would say. Naruto would then nod, and Ayame and Teuchi would say that they were gonna give him a special, and this makes him very happy, and they would celebrate. And then Naruto would go share his overwhelming happiness with his team at the hospital. He reaches the establishment and then runs in and continues to Sasuke's room. However, as he arrives, he sees a bizarre scene. Sasuke's vision then focuses on Naruto, and Sakura then notices when he runs in, obviously. Hey guys, what happened? Naruto would ask. The intensity in Sasuke's eyes would then grow, however, as he says, fight me. What? Shut up and fight me. I'm in perfect shape thanks to you. Yeah, you're welcome. What's wrong? Showing his two tomoe, Sasuke would then get a murderous look, and Sakura starts to get worried. Walking out of bed, Sasuke would then come face to face with Naruto, who realizes that he's actually being serious. Sakura would then say, what's going on? Naruto, just stop. Fine. I want to have a go eventually anyway, said Naruto. Sakura with a look of worry then asks them to stop, but Sasuke says to follow him, and they head to the rooftop. And as they reach it, Sakura at this point doesn't know what to do, because she can't do anything. What are you smiling about, huh? Sasuke would ask. I'm just confused as to why you want to fight me so badly. Did I hit a nerve? Naruto would ask. Don't get overconfident, Naruto. I've earned it, haven't I? Don't you think so? Thinking back to everything Naruto has done so far, including saving him, he'll be filled with anger as he charges. Hey, put on your headbands, said Naruto. And Sasuke would throw a punch, which Naruto would then quickly catch, and Sasuke would then throw a kick, which Naruto blocks, with Sasuke then saying, I won't let you scratch my head at. However, he would then be punched across the face as he would then hit the ground and bounce back into the air, but Naruto then saying, crap, I went too far. Sakura would then say, Naruto, why did you do that? Shut the hell up, he challenged me. Sakura would then shut up, being surprised Naruto would ever yell back at her at all. Just as Sasuke would then kick at Naruto, who blocks it, and Sasuke would then fly into the air with a flip before then twisting as he leaves signs and throws a giant fireball, only for Naruto to blow it away. Naruto then comes at him with a kick, and Sasuke would then barely dodge to the side as he would then spin kick Naruto, who meets his kick with another kick of his own, before then jumping back and spinning and slamming an axe kick into Sasuke's ribs, cracking them. You're worrying her, so let's stop this, or at least put on a headband, Naruto would say. You are not equal to me. He would then form a Chidori and go to throw it, only to be punched across the face as he craters to the ground and gets knocked out instantly, in quite a brutish manner. And as he hits the floor, Sakura would then run over, checking on him as she would be crying. Why didn't you just capture him? You did that on purpose, didn't you? What? I know you envy Sasuke, but why'd you have to go that far? Hearing these words come from her would shake Naruto as he clenches his fist in complete anger. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm not wrong. You were shinobi, Sakura. How about you stop crying and whining for once and have some fucking guts, huh? This would completely silence her, as this is when Naruto had fully snapped and he cannot believe what she's saying. While he is aware he is stronger than Sasuke now, he still thinks of him as an equal. He thought of him as a friend. He fought him because if he held back in any sense, it would only disrespect Sasuke more, and Naruto was just done at this point. He puts Sasuke in an orb and starts walking off, just as Sakura would then be frozen, and Naruto would say, he's gonna be fine. The orb then fades and Sasuke would fall, being completely healed before the rooftop door would then slam shut, and Naruto with a look of complete despair and fury would leave. On the rooftop, Kakashi would then appear and he sees the scene and is confused. So, what exactly happened here? I think I messed up, Sensei, Sakura would say. Just tell me about it, all of it. Don't leave out a single detail. Naruto, meanwhile, would be sitting on the Hokage monument. Ironically, he would be sitting on the fourth's head, and it had been a few minutes, and he was left there completely contemplating and staring off into the village when he then heard a little poof. When he turns, he sees Kakashi, and he doesn't have the same look as usual. He's not bubbly and smiling. It was that bad, huh, Kakashi would say. Is it that obvious? Kakashi would then sit by him saying, Sakura's crying pretty bad, you know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Does she ever do anything else? You're angry. I understand, Kakashi would say. Of course I'm angry. How could she say that? It was hard, okay? It wasn't easy hitting Sasuke like that. If I did it, I thought he wouldn't talk to me anymore. If I trapped him, then he would be mad. If I went too hard, then maybe he would stop avoiding me. I don't know. What was I supposed to do, huh? Kakashi would then see and feel Naruto's eruption of emotions, though he deduced his mental state must have been horrible in a certain sense. It's pretty clear now. Naruto was just, you know, kind of annoyed, but also just frustrated. And he would ask Naruto if he considered Sasuke his friend, and Naruto would say, he's an annoying jerk sometimes, but he's a good friend. Okay, do you like Sakura? Getting quiet, Naruto would then say, no, I don't. I don't think I actually even know one thing about... Oh my god, I don't know anything about Sakura. I know what Sasuke's favorite things are. I don't know anything about her. It's as if his whole world is breaking apart, and Kakashi understood he must have been confused, though this is a very elementary thing to go through. For Naruto, it was serious because this is happening too fast. All of this has been happening too fast, and this is happening to him right now. All Kakashi would do is just give Naruto a space to talk, and he did. Want to exchange stories? Huh? Naruto would say. Just to cheer you up. I can't understand your feelings towards Sakura, but I understand being confused. Thanks, but it's pretty obvious it was superficial. I think that's the word. Oh, so you are learning big words. Oh, shut up. I have a brain just like everyone else, you know. Also, I learned if I can think better when I apply my Kage Genkai to my head. Kakashi is surprised by this and asks what else he learned lately, which then leads them to talking about training and funny moments, classic stuff that Naruto loves, and this quickly brings up Naruto back to his normal self. And after calming down, Naruto is then told by Kakashi to go train so he can help gather his thoughts and just calm down. And this leads Naruto to going back to working on his Rasengan, and Jiraiya would soon come, and he told him about his little trouble as well, and he comforts him because Jiraiya is like that. He's the G. And Kakashi then meanwhile talks to Sasuke as well because he is falling off the deep end, and I don't care about Sakura. Moving on. As night falls, however, due to some bad influences, Sasuke begins to move. Walking towards the gate, he plans to leave but finds Sakura in his way. What are you doing here? Asked Sasuke. Just keeping a lookout, said Sakura. Sasuke would then walk past her saying to go back, and Sakura would then burst into tears, and as she turns, she asks, why don't you ever tell me anything? Why can't you just let me in? Leave me alone. It's not your business to butt in. You're always like I'm a nuisance or something. Remember the first time you blew up at me? It was right here, after a 3-man squad was made. Sasuke then says he actually doesn't remember, and Sakura would then say that it's fine, but this path of vengeance won't help anybody, not himself. Not me either, she says. Nothing in my plans include you. You always lived in different worlds, but this is when I really realized it the most. Sakura then says that if he leaves, then she'll be very lonely, and her tears begin to flow, and Sasuke at this point would then laugh. Alone? You don't know how it feels to be alone, Sakura. Only me and Naruto do. He's been alone from the beginning. It came late for me, but you had a perfect family, a perfect upbringing, and I had no one left. I have no one left now. That includes you, and after I leave, Naruto will probably leave you as well. But I love you. Don't know what love is, Sasuke would say. We're 13 years old. Is that really the best thing you can come up with? Tell me one thing about me you know. After all these years of buzzing around me, you must know something. Sakura then becomes quiet, and she doesn't even know. She doesn't know his favorite food, color, nothing. My point exactly, Sasuke would say. He then disappears and appears behind her as he then neck chops the shinobi, and she loses consciousness rather than falling over to the ground. And Sasuke doesn't even put on a bench, doesn't do anything. He would just disappear with the body flicker. And we cut to the next day. Shikamaru is summoned to Tsunade's office, and he heard the news of Sasuke from her. Wait a minute. Why would he even go with someone that evil? I don't know, but Orochimaru has his ways. Her name's Shikamaru, right? I'm assigning you your first mission as a Jonin. If you want me to retrieve him with some help, then it'd be no problem, especially with him around, says Shikamaru. As he alludes to Naruto, Tsunade then says that he can bring him along as well as other shinobis that he trusts, and she asks if he at least has a list of people. Shikamaru then says he does, and as he heads out, first he gets Naruto, then Choji, then Shino, Neji, Kiba, and then Lee. Akamaru is of course included because Akamaru is Akamaru. He must come. He's a Ninken. And as they all gather at the gates of Konoha, they then get ready to leave. And Naruto would then say, alright, follow me. Okay, first off, I'm the leader of this squad. It's a drag, but still. Somehow I feel a bit worried, said Naruto. And you acting as the boss of all of us is better, Naruto, said Kiba. You got strong, but still, you're the same up here. Naruto can't deny that, and Choji would then say that Shikamaru was made Jonin for a reason, and they have to follow him, and Lee agrees, as does Neji, because they want to follow the hierarchy, and also Shikamaru to them has been showing why he's so smart, and Shikamaru would then go on to show why he deserves the rank that he has gotten, coming up with an intricate plan in the blink of an eye, leaving them all shocked. Any questions? They all then shake their heads, and Shikamaru would then say, "Good. Before we move on, I just want to say, Sasuke isn't my friend. I personally don't even like the guy, but like all of us, he belongs in the Leaf, and we will get him back. That's the Konoha way." Now you're sounding like a real shinobi, Kiba would say. Choji would then grow a warm smile seeing Shikamaru finally step up, and so with that they get ready to leave, when they then hear some steps, and they turn to see Sakura, and she looks almost scared to be in front of Naruto or just in his presence, but he's just there. It's like he's judging her in that moment. "Lady Hokage told me what happened," Shikamaru would say. "I can't take you on this mission. You couldn't persuade him, could you? The only way now is through force." Lee, as he watches Sakura be sad, and goes to reach out for her, when Naruto would then grab and stop him by grabbing his shoulder, and as Lee looks back, Naruto would then shake his head as he thinks that this is a good thing for Sakura in the grand scale of things. She cannot just be sad at everything and just cry. She, like them, is a shinobi. "Naruto," Sakura would say, "Yeah, I know I hurt you, and you deserve to be mad completely, but this is a wish of a lifetime. Please stop him. I didn't ask you because I think that you should just listen to what I say, but you would have done it anyway, so please just do it, because I couldn't, because I wasn't strong enough to reel him back in." She wouldn't even be crying, and she was like straight faced, but she just conveyed a lot of sadness, and Naruto would then smile at this, putting a thumbs up. "I'm gonna give him a great knock on the head, don't worry." Seeing this, Sakura would then nod, with Kiba then asking if he really wants to make a promise like that. Naruto would say, "I don't have to worry, because I'm strong. I can't feel a promise like this that would discredit my ninja way." "Well, good, you can start by transporting us with your orb," said Shikamaru. "I call that move chronostasis," but he would then catch a glimpse of someone and smile, leaving everyone confused as Kiba would then ask what the hell he was doing. He would then say, "Never mind. Okay, let's go." They would then all find themselves in orbs, and Naruto would then get set before then blasting off at the speed of sound, leaving Sakura alone, and as she watches them leave and move about in the wind, she turned and started to go back home when she came across Hinata, who would quickly hide when she saw Sakura. "Hinata, did you want to—" "Naruto saw you. I didn't think he would notice. I was just gonna watch him leave." "What did you even see me? She's been here this whole time, you idiot," thought Sakura. The mission would then begin with the team soon being freed of chronostasis, and they move in their own, actually no, they move in the same way. They're not gonna move by their own way. They're not gonna split up or some shit. That's stupid. And every one of them meets a Sanford member along the way, and they leave every team member behind to fight them, and they keep moving forward, and they leave their trust to their teammates. And along the way, Lee would still end up with the Bone Man Kimimaro, and everyone ends up with the same person. And Sasuke at this point had already jumped out of his box, and Naruto began to chase him down until he reached the Valley of the End. By this point, something I failed to mention is Gaara and his siblings will intervene because they owe a debt to the Leaf, right as everyone is like on the verge of around like death, I guess you could say, and they help out. As for Naruto and Sasuke, they end up on opposite sides, standing on the heads of the statues meant to commemorate the most powerful ninja that ever existed. They themselves feel the air stiffen and almost feels hard to breathe, and Sasuke would say, "So, it's you this time. You're really gonna do this? Go with Orochimaru? He tried to kill the third Hokage and hurt a bunch of people. Well, he's still alive, isn't he? Because you were there. He's gonna throw you aside. It's Orochimaru. He just wants your eyes. Are you insane? Doesn't matter. As long as I achieve my ambition, it does not matter." Naruto would then sigh, saying, "Do we not matter, Sasuke? Does our time as friends not matter to you?" Sasuke, however, would say, "No. You're my closest friend. But that's why I must detach from you. I know I can't kill you, at least not yet, but even you have limits." The two would then have a stare down as they disappear and appear in the air, with their Chidoris and Rasengan clashing, causing the two to be sent flying back, and as they land onto the water, they run back at each other and begin exchanging blows, as Sasuke would then gain his second form of the curse mark. Is this still not enough, he thought? A bunch of them slammed into his stomach, sending him floating off the water, and Naruto would then throw more punches, bringing him higher and higher, until he is then kicked into the sky, leaving him spewing blood, and Naruto realized it after clashing with Sasuke. This is something that Kakashi told him about. When ninjas clash with their attacks, they can kind of just have a conversation, and this realization that he just had brought him to tears. "You really wanted to kill me." As he began to cry, Sasuke would then fire a much bigger fireball at Naruto, who quickly moves out of the way when Sasuke then appears right in front of him with his third form, and his wings would then claw at him, only for Naruto to dodge, as he would then kick Sasuke away. And as he does, he would then accidentally kick the water, causing an eruption of waves, and then he appears behind the flying Sasuke, and he would say, "I'm gonna bring you back, even if I have to break every single bone in your body." He would then slam both his hands into his back, causing a shockwave. Quickly, however, Sasuke would then twist just in time, reducing a bit of impact, and he slams a punch into his face, as he would then show the 3 Tomoe Sharingan. "Don't underestimate me." His right wing would then elongate and grow, slashing Naruto's torso open, but powering through it. Naruto would then trap Sasuke in chronostasis, as he would then kick the air using a time orb to propel himself forward, and then he kicks Sasuke out of chronostasis, as he would then slam into the water, causing a massive explosion. Naruto then lands and feels the strain of the cut, which would be making him bleed massively, and he watches as Sasuke rises from the water and actually puts on his headband. As Sasuke does this, Naruto would then heal himself and tell Sasuke to stop this. "Shut up, I'm gonna kill you, Naruto. I have to. Stop trying to comfort me. You never had siblings or a family, so how can you even understand how I feel?" Naruto will then become quiet as he says he can't know how Sasuke must have felt when the incident occurred, but says, "When I'm around you, that's what I imagine having a brother would be like." Why? Why are you so obsessed with bringing me back? Go back and meet Konohashiro. Just leave me alone." "No, because I consider you family. The others don't know you enough, but they love to. If you leave now, that ends. And if you want power, I'll help you. You don't need Orochimaru. He lost to me." "I thought you wanted a friend, not someone who would backstab you at any moment for power," said Sasuke. "He's just not listening. It's not just about strength then. He just wants a different type of... This isn't gonna work even if I drag him back," thought Naruto. At that moment, as if the future was beckoning him, Naruto then saw a slight glimpse into Sasuke's destiny and saw him in that prison cell with his eyes completely closed off and sealed, and instantly he would then return to the present as Naruto would then stumble back, shocked and surprised, allowing Sasuke to then leap forward as he would then create a Chidori, and with a smile he attacks, but he's then trapped in chronostasis. "I'm still too slow. What the..." Sasuke then saw Naruto have a look of complete horror, and this horror was something that Naruto tried to brush past, but he just couldn't get that image out of his mind, so he made a choice. "Go ahead and leave." Sasuke is surprised though, and he cannot show it. Even though he cannot show it because he's stuck in time, he is shocked, and Naruto will then continue. "Even if I brought you back, you would never be the same. I can't even recognize you in that form." He then releases Sasuke, will then fall and land, asking what the hell was up with him, and Naruto would then say, "What the hell? What is this?" The vision would then linger in his mind as he cannot understand what it is, but he feels as though it's related to his powers. However, whatever that prophetic vision was, it won't dictate his actions, and he would then make the choice that he needed to. "I can't stop you, so I'm not going to. I promise to Sakura will have to wait." Sasuke would then smirk, saying, "You're letting me go? You do get I'm trying to kill you, right? And that's been working out how?" This would anger Sasuke, but he can tell Naruto is at a different level, and no matter what ways they go, they will always meet again. And without another word, the two would then turn, as Sasuke would then exit his form, and he feels a lot of strain from going that far, but he would hide it, and the sound of their steps on the water would fade out into the waterfall in the valley. This moment is almost dreary for Naruto, as when he reaches back to the plains, before him then appears Kakashi, and as the sensei comes to a stop, the look on Naruto's face is all he needs to understand what happened. So he says nothing, and once again gives Naruto a moment, and he would then hug him. "I'll bring him back. The real him. I can't do that if he's trapped in a cell," said Naruto. With these words, the battle comes to an end, and all the Sound 4 have lost, but when the team learns of Naruto's decision, they are at first perplexed, but then believe in him. Shikamaru, seeing the destroyed state of Shoji, later swears to become better, when he was then saved by Naruto, who rewinds his time, and Naruto does the same for everyone, and luckily they have no lasting issues. And a day later, Naruto wouldn't be training or doing anything. He will be in his room, tired, and still vaguely remembering the vision that was haunting him. This time, in a more vivid detail, as Sasuke would then look more rugged and ruined. His thoughts are then interrupted by a knock at his door, and moving at the speed of sound, he appears at the door and opens it to see Hiruzen. "Lord Third, very rare for you to say that. You must be really down, huh?" Naruto then makes way for him, and he comes in as he takes a seat and asks Naruto what he will do now, and Naruto would say, "Train, I guess." "Naruto, why do you think you have obtained such power?" Naruto says he doesn't know, and Hiruzen will then say that's because it doesn't matter at this moment. Looking for an answer, any type or of anything about all of this isn't gonna help you. How did you know I was... Okay, I swear you can read minds, or is that all old people? Can all old people just read minds? No. It's just written on your face, Hiruzen would say. "Fine, whatever. I can't leave Sasuke alone for too long anyway. Any suggestions?" "I got just the right plan for you," said Hiruzen. A few hours would then pass, and we actually go to the Hyuga compound as Hinata then brings some drinks to Neji and Hisashi. And when they see her, they stop sparring and take a seat and actually start to talk, having changed since the last few days, and because Hisashi opened up to Neji after his match. Neji, mid-conversation, would then ask, "Lady Hinata, I heard Naruto was actually about to depart. Oh, that child. Is my daughter perhaps interested?" said Hisashi. And as he snickers, Hinata would then say it's not like that while blushing, and Neji would then say that she should go say hi. And after some convincing, she would then stand and go to do so when she and the three then start to hear arguing. Get in there, you idiot. You could just ask nicely. At their gates would be Naruto and Sakura, and as he's singing them would then say hello, and the two would then stop arguing, and they walk in while saying hi to Hisashi, until Naruto comes to face with Hinata, and while he would be slightly blushing, Hinata was like a full-on red tomato. So I'm gonna leave, so I wanted to leave you a gift. Pulling out his hand, he would then form Chronostasis sphere, and Naruto would then see that inside it was a swirl. It was a swirl made of water, but the water was frozen. Taking out the object that he froze in time, he would then tell her that he did freeze the water in time after like constructing it a certain way. And Naruto would then say, "See, it's just like my clan symbol." He then points to the symbol on her shoulder, and she'd be amazed as Naruto would then give it to her, and she says that she will keep it forever, and Naruto says that it will never change shape, and it will stay like that no matter what. "Thank you," Hinata would say. Naruto would then say no problem, and they both would just stand there embarrassed, leaving Sakura proud as if she were watching her own child. "This is an interesting development," said Hisashi. "I assume this was your doing," said Neji. He would then look to Sakura, who says that she just wanted to make sure Naruto knew she wasn't being resentful, and that from now on, she will become stronger as well. And what's the best way to apologize? Become his wingman. That's what's up. She has kind of redeemed herself. Kind of. Time skip 3 years. We see a much older Sakura and Hinata walking the streets of Konoha as Hinata would have Naruto's gift in her hair, wearing it as an ornament, and Sakura would ask, "So, how much do you think he's changed?" "I hope he doesn't change too much. Naruto's fine just the way he is." "I'm sure he won't. It'd be so weird to imagine him becoming some super genius or something." As they both imagine this, they then laugh, but in that instant, both sense and hear a familiar voice. "Hello, Konoha, your beloved Naruto Uzumaki has returned." Appearing atop a pole, Naruto now no longer wore his headband at his head and instead wore it at his waist, and he now wore an open orange jacket with short sleeves. He keeps the same pants and wears a black shirt underneath his jacket. Seeing him appear, people will then be a bit alerted, but also happy to see him back. And now, to clarify, people still think of Naruto as a demon, some of them still do, but some also think of him as a hero who stopped Orochimaru and brought back their next Kage. There are two sides just split up, like they're on the verge, you know? After screaming at the top of his lungs, Naruto would then appear back down in the blink of an eye next to Jiraiya. "Man, Granny Tsunade even has her face on the monument now." "Okay, too hyper," Jiraiya would say. "I'm just excited to be back, you know?" Oh, there they are. Along with Sakura and Hinata would now be Konohamaru, who would say, "Big bro Naruto, you look so different." I just decided to let my hair down." "Hinata." He would then hug her and she becomes red, becoming even frozen, with Naruto then laughing and then waving to Sakura. And Sakura would then say, "Yep, you haven't changed at all." "Hey, I changed. Haven't you heard about me lately? I'm in the bingo book." Konohamaru would then say yes as Hiruzen let him see it, and it's referring to him as someone you cannot escape once you meet him. He forgot his title though. Hinata would then straighten up, asking, "I heard a lot of bounty hunters were after you. Are you okay?" Naruto would then say that he was fine because he was the man who was going to be Hokage. He could just be afraid of some bounty hunters. With this, he and everyone then start heading to Tsunade's office, and along the way, Hinata unfortunately has to leave, and she is called to go on a mission. Konohamaru has to leave as well, but that's because he skipped class, and he has to go back to it. Minutes later, Naruto would then barge into Tsunade's room. "Sup, Granny?" "I see your manners haven't changed," Tsunade would say. She then actually notices the necklace, and would then smile. "Welcome back, Naruto." "Thanks." We will end this part here. Tell me what your thought down below. Should I actually continue this series or stop it here? I think I'm on a roll so far. And this part was honestly one of my favorite ones to write because holy crap, I don't want Naruto to simp over Sakura for the rest of the series. I will lose my fucking mind if I have to write that cringy shit, I swear to God. And that was the best way for me to get over it. Y'all may not like the Hinata like ships, but I mean, what the fuck would you like Tamari or Ino? You know, the one who literally always called him an idiot, you know, for years. You know who suggested that? I don't know what you were thinking, but that shit would not work at all. That wouldn't even make sense. So no one better suggest that. Please don't. You know that shit's not gonna work. You know when I started this series, like that will be cringe. Like she has a change of heart out of nowhere. That's so fun. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this. I know I started the time skip pretty early, but these are early times. I started this series pretty late in the series, and yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. You guys get to choose what I do next. I'll probably put up a poll again. I don't know if this was the one that you guys wanted next, because I actually went super early and just recorded this video. I don't even know if I'm going to post this before the other one that you guys maybe wanted other than this one. This is getting confusing. Point is, I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. And yeah, stay safe. See you next time. Peace.
what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.